Mm. Okay, cool. So this is day 4 of my period, and I'm not gonna lie, the day 1 of my period, the yoga class that I tried did help a lot with the pain, and also it really improved the flow. But the second and the third day, I just did not feel up to, I don't know, performing. I was thinking of doing each day, but then I was like, also I was like in too much pain as well. Also, today we're going to try out the yoga poses from both the documents, because last time, when I showed the initial yoga guide that I prepared for my friend, um, when I was making the video last time, the whole video for us, um, I realized that the initial document that was prepared, it showed a lot of poses that were, grounding. They were like gentle, and they were kind of like, where you're not moving too much, and it's like, but I'm going to recheck that. What is maybe, yes, maybe not. So today I'm going to do that first. But it's day 4, so there's a possibility I have more energy, but we're not going to do that now. So, the gentle yoga sequence that was prepared, it initially had 9 poses. And it was for the first 5 days of your period. So step 1 is Sukhasana, which is this, and it's with gentle neck rolls and 5 breaths. I don't know how many that was. The second time around I counted, I was able to do it both sides, because when I did it just that way, I felt like there was just like, there was a little pain there, but when I did this, it kind of reduced that pain. Not completely, but I guess no value, right? Then the next one is this position for how many breaths? For 5 to 10 breaths, okay? So, this is called Baddha Konasana. We are going to do the seated one because okay. didn't count how many breaths that was, but you know what? Doing that has opened up my shoulders so they're not as tense. So it's kind of it's perfect to. I get why this was the thingy then is sit with your legs extended wide apart, only as wide as comfortable. So, I'm going to try to hurt. Because, ow, ow, ow. And then, they want us to go down. I am not doing that. Because, listen, I'm riding a bike. Thighs already hurt. And also, I think I was doing. There are these. Okay, so the place that I was staying at earlier, I would like to go. I go out to enjoy the air and everything, but I don't like it when they just stare at you. I'm just doing my own thing. Anyway, it is. Point is, living in India as a woman, who also watches the news and is aware that it does not matter clothes or anything. The nervous system and regulation. Whenever I could kind of now, even now, if I open the back door, no, that's seriously, or the window as well of the kitchen if I see a man, I'm just like, you know what? It all started last year. Yes, when I came to Goa, I was just, I was staying at an Airbnb, doing my own thing. I was trying to roam around Goa and live with the locals. I came around monsoon season, so I was really enjoying the rain and all that. And the place that I was staying at, there was a cute puppy that was feeding. The views were great, and I was quite enjoying it. That I extended my stay, and then after I extended my stay, I come to find out that the restaurant that's attached to the Airbnb, the one that I would call, because they've got the menu in the room, I would wake up and order coffee and breakfast as you normally would, and apparently these people would wait. And even when I used to go out, on the day, I noticed them staring, but I was like, you know what? But then it became like a whole thing. I was supposed to be chilling, healing from burnout. I just did not. I wanted to just stay in one place, food and everything available, just enjoy the rain, get my nervous system in check. And then come to find out these. Listen, they probably didn't mean harm by it. They're just looking, and they were just waiting, and they didn't say anything. It was the owner of the restaurant, who they all worked for, that kind of let it slip. And I was just like, oh my god. And then the same owner kind of got drunk and was contacting me at late hours of the night, and I did not like that. And I was like, do not do that. That's not the kind of relationship we have. Stay away. But then I'd already paid for another 2 months, so I was like, anyway. But since then, I've just noticed that I've let it get to me a lot more than I realized. Anyway, now it's cat-cow pose. No, it's actually child's pose. You're supposed to be doing it for hold for 1 to 2 minutes. Ooh, I don't know if I want to post this online. Yeah. Oh my god, that. Oh. Okay. Ooh, that was good. That was good. Now we are doing cat and cow pose. Gentle flow for 5 to 8 cycles. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. Hold, breathe in, hold again. Slowly breathe out. Hold again. I don't know how many minutes. But my mind is going to what did I share? Anyway, I'm trying to. Luckily, I had friends who I spoke to and who kind of helped me out. There were also guys and girls. So, but I did kind of let that stop me getting out of the house and doing a lot of things. Which. Oh, the next is knees to chest pose for 5 to 10 minutes. Next is, yeah, the spinal twist. Da-da-da-da. So this, hold that, and yep, okay, cool. Let's, oh my lord, ooh, the thighs, the back, ooh, the lower back, that feels, this right here, oh, okay, I have a feeling I'm not giving myself enough space to do this position. Okay, there we go. Oh. Oh God. Oh, it went all the way up to here. Okay. And now this side. I'm already away from the mat. Oh, but that pain is starting to dull. Man. Oh my God. That's been nice. Now, legs at the wall and then supine. Although, you know what? After this, with the way my body feels right now, like over here, after doing that position, that pose, this portion right here, so like our spine towards yeah, the lower back. I don't know how else to explain it. What word is this? I'm not that. I should have. I have knowledge of all of this stored in my phone, on my Pinterest. Okay. But because the pain over here is now a lot more prominent, like I can feel it. After that position, I feel like this would really help. Because last time I discovered that this position really helps. Oh God, yes. Okay. Now that feels a lot better. But this, the pain here is more prominent. So doing this legs up the wall right now seems like a good idea. Because it'll get my thighs lower rest. How straight is this supposed to be? Is this supposed to be like that? Yeah. Connect And I know the next thingy that I had seen was that it is Sukhasana. It's just corpse pose. I don't like that. I know we are not doing that last time. Whoa, I tried to do that and that made me feel like I'm in pain. So that's the legs up the wall were supposed to be held for 5 or 10 minutes, and the corpse pose the same. How long has it been? It's 24 minutes. That's it. I have this feeling that because I spoke about things that I've not said out loud online. Well, I have said it online, just not. Technically, it's not even to general public. Most of the people that follow me are the people who know me. So, try this out. Throughout these poses, focus on your breath. Inhale deeply into your belly. Extend this. No, I mean, yes, this, but like my hand here. Put your hand on your stomach. When you're inhaling, make sure that your stomach kind of pushes into your hand. And when you're breathing out, it kind of goes away from the hand. It's like the breath out is like, breath in is like, but with your own body, with your own hand. I'm trying to make it sound perfect. I write, so you making things or whatever, making life romantic is a good way of moments romantic. That's how, because if you try to make the whole life romantic, then that's a whole. I mean, it's fine. I do it. But that's like living in the future based on the past. And I've been studying a lot to ensure that I'm not as triggered, because people are gonna stare, things are gonna like. But I stopped going out, taking care of myself, and things like that. It's just, I didn't tell anyone in family or anyone because they were going through their own stuff. So these are the ways that yoga is one of the ways that the physical pain, the physical impact that nervous system irregulation has led to. Singing I use to express my emotions, the ones where I'm not able to word things, or just because a song is playing, because I've shuffled, or just played. It just randomly came up on YouTube. I'm doing all of this to do the same, to get into the present moment. trying to live my life just like, where I don't, like, I want to get to that point where I don't, this does not impact me. Well, yeah, man, I don't, it just pisses me off, but it doesn't piss me off. It's scary that to think that if I now, as a grown woman, uh, have a girl, there is no, that seems like a very scary thought in a world where I don't feel like I can save others. I don't know. I don't like the whole idea that, oh, get used to it. But there are some things that I can do to make sure that the effects are less. I'm also living by myself. Even then, I was living by myself. I was supposed like solo traveling. Anyway, I'm getting out of it. And if I don't share this, actually, I'm not embarrassed or anything about sharing this. Yeah, then why am I not? Why haven't I said it up until now? Oh, because I couldn't, oh well, I assumed I couldn't trust anyone to understand. But the thing is, there's other women out there. In my immediate circle, there might be people who don't understand, maybe someone else. Well, if they don't, that's also okay. Do I understand me? That's what I found is the most important to me. But, can I tell you guys a secret? No, I think I've said enough. Some things are just for me. Technically, you know what? Do you guys like the whole idea? You, it boggles my mind that no two people have the same perception, which means to no two people, do you have you come across as like, the same way? Following consistency maybe, but like even then. So trying to stick by a label, because according to the people that know me, I'm a very independent woman, and I do. But I also avoid a lot of things because I don't want to deal with it. So at that time, I was trying not to go out because I just, no, I'll stay hungry. That's fine. But then that puppy, I was feeding a puppy, and honestly, feeding her became sort of like an excuse I gave myself, for which she is an angel. No, but she was so bony, and she was so tiny, and so obviously, like, I wanted to feed her. And then I lost her. Yeah, that's a story for another day. So many stories. Our whole life is a story. I'm trying to live my life as based on what I want my happy ending to be like. But rather than stay, I've got to focus on the present chapter. So present, the next couple of chapters, so that that end happy ending feels like actually happy ending is always a natural progression. Do not ever let anyone tell you otherwise. I'm not going to be pessimistic anymore. You know why? Because that is a trauma response. And I understand being realistic and everything, but rom was it romanticize life as much as possible. Be prepared with the realistics, but like because of realism and pessimism, I think people like me are losing sight of what is, I don't know, the beauty of life. Thank you. Okay, obviously I did not do um, the yoga positions that were done previously in the previous video that I did on my first day of my period. I would actually recommend this video or these yoga poses because they were a lot more gentle. And I'll tell you the reason why I feel like the other one was not as gentle as I needed it for, the because of my pain and because of also my level of my body's level of experience with the same. But the sun salutation, the Surya Namaskar, I think that was the one because it has some positions that yeah, I have a feeling it's a Surya Namaskar. Whereas this one had more positions that were gentle, where there was not a lot of movement, but there was enough movement for there to have stretched this part, the one that hurts in a period, and also the thighs and the mental health. Because emotionally and physically, yoga and these positions have a lot of benefits. I could. It's fine. Next time I'll talk about the benefits. Test it out though and let me know.